How's it going, everyone? Welcome to the stream. Let's get rolling. Well, it's Saturday. Let's have some fun. I'm not going to be playing Chroma Squad tonight. Just kind of I'm not feeling it. I'm just wanting to try something different. Saturday is going to be the weird days. We're going to be trying a new game called Blade Song by Sun and Serpent Studios. That's their name. So there we go. You know, it is early access. I don't know how long we're going to be able to play because it's at the very, very beginning of early access, but they do have a creative mode, so we'll play the tutorial, get as far as we can, then we'll do creative mode and check it out. All right, here we go. Oh, that's a good start. Just a great start. In cloying darkness, you writhe. You cling to life by the tips of your fingertips. Something takes shape in the emptiness, contours of flesh tracing along familiar lines, a withered old woman's face floating before your own. When she speaks, she has the rasping voice of a raven. Who are you? A swordsmith, a survivor, a saint? Ooh, okay. Dying man. You will be dressed as male. Dying woman. Okay. This is the Pokemon, are you a boy or a girl? But, oh. That is cool. That is very nice. You will largely be addressed in a gender-neutral way. At times, generic masculine might be used. Well, that's, you know what? I respect that. I appreciate that. I am ill. Dying? Wrong. It is not yet your time. The Sundering claimed untold lives, yet you endured when so many around you perished. What did you do to survive? Okay. Mercenary. I joined a band of sellswords, forging the blades used in our butchery. When the last of them died in battle, it's time for me to start over. I gain +3 toughness and may open unique dialogue choices. So this is kind of an interesting RPG part of it. Leader. We built a settlement at Osterhall. I was their smith and their spokesman. For many years, we held out one by one. I buried them all. This background gains +3 diplomacy and may open unique dialogue options. Wanderer. I plied. Oh, that's bad. I plied my trade from settlement to settlement, gathering hard-won knowledge about a world that is falling apart. +3. Okay, you have +3 knowledge and may open some unique dialogue choices. I feel like I'm going to take a guess and say slave is going to do some unique dialogue options. Slave. I was too useful to kill. I traded back and forth as a prize between warlords who kept me chained to a forge. When I saw my chance, I escaped. And that is finesse, and I called it open unique dialogue choices. Don't want to talk my way out. Know my things. I'm going to be a mercenary. I think toughness might be good. A cold hand touches your brow. Water cools your burning throat. What kept something through all your hardships? A keepsake from a better time? What is it? Oh. An artisan's toolkit. For creative playstyle, grants a bundle of leather and pigments for creative freedom early on. A family heirloom. For a story-focused playstyle, grants a unique family heirloom passed down through prior generations of your lineage. A bottle of old world spirit. For an optimization playstyle, grants a bottle of precious liquor to boost your progress. Okay, so are we making swords to look cool? Are we doing a speed run, or do we want to hear what the actual story is? I'm thinking actual story. The fire burning itself out, leaving you a damp shadow of your old self. You claw blindly in the darkness until more water is tipped down your throat. What do you believe in now that the voices have abandoned this world? Oh, that's a lot of choices. Ambition. Humanity can rise above the voices if we learn their secrets. Oh! I did not mean to do that. I thought clicking it would give me some options. I'm going to, I guess, ambition. I don't want to keep going with that. The secrets of the voices would burn your mind to ash, mortal. You can't stop what's coming. I'll leave you with one final question, and I don't expect an answer. What will fill the silence the voices left behind? As the old woman's face retreats into inky blackness, sparks flicker into life. Behind her, one by one, a field of stars burning with a sickly pale light. Like seeds taking root, they twist and expand, their tendrils branching and burrowing through the darkness until they've strangled it with light. Now wake, Smith. You still have a part to play in humanity's final act. A new day has dawned. Your eyes flutter as you regain consciousness. You're faintly surprised to find yourself alive. Either death did not come for you, or when it did, it found you unyielding. I think I should awaken. You sit up, gasping, sweat drenched. The fever has broken. Get your bearings. Remember. Get your bearings. You're in a tent. There is no sign of your caretaker apart from a half-empty water pail and a damp cloth. On your brow, damp cloth on your brow. You peek out of the tent flap, squinting against the sunlight. I have a feeling I'm going to be doing a lot of talking in this game. Outside, as far as the eye can see, stretches a chaotic sprawl of tents and shelters, churned mud and shallow graves. Most of your rations are gone. Your horse was already dying when the fever took you. Its body is nowhere to be seen. By now it's lifeless. That poor horse. Now it's likely soup. You're on your own. I really shouldn't laugh at the horse being dead, but it's just like a... Oh, yeah. Oh, most of you... Oh, you're on your own? Right. A lifetime being thrown from one battle to another, watching your comrades cut down in their prime, whittled from a full company to a handful of shadows, you had enough. It was a long journey to Aaron Keep. Through dust and despair, your last memories are sliding from your dying horse, your numb legs tracking furrows in the mud as someone dragged you to shelter. But who? Outside the tent is a crude field forge, complete with an anvil. Did you crawl here in a daze, or did your mysterious caretaker bring you here? Either way, the anvil gives you a feeling of home. Let's see how the field forge is, or the field forge's condition is. It seems to have been abandoned for some time, lacking anyone with the skills to work it. But it won't require much effort to get it running again, should you need to make a living out here. That is one of the things I gotta get better at reading. Ooh, journal entry. Hopefully it won't come to that. First, you should head to the gates and try to secure entry to Aaron Keep. That's why you came here, after all. This short tutorial will teach you all you need to know. Please follow it closely. Welcome to Camp Swordsmith. People will come to you with commissions. You choose which commissions to take on. Commissions refresh daily. Select the highlighted button to choose your first commission. Welcome to... Owen. Your first customer is a gaunt man in a tattered cloak. He approaches you, noticing the anvil outside your tent. Owen. You a blacksmith? Can you make me a sword? I've got the coin for it. Just make sure it's good and long. I don't like my enemies to be in hugging distance, if you get my meaning. Okay. Guess I have to accept it. And we're forging it. To rotate the camera, hold the right mouse button and move the mouse. Okay. Okay. To move the camera along the blade, hold the middle mouse button or alt right mouse button and move the mouse. Okay. So we got a circle around a point and an orbit, and then we can go move around like that. Use the tutorial flag on the top to revisit any information you've already seen. Okay. Customers have different requirements, which are hold on. Can I make it music volume? Huh. That's as large as it can go. Dang it. I was hoping I can get the text a little bit bigger. Customers have different requirements, which your sword must fulfill. The top left panel shows your progress towards the commission requirements. Hover the cursor over the blade length requirement to see helpful details. 38 and 58%. The overall length of the blade measured from base to point. Let's start shaping your blade. Click the plus button to add the change length ability. Change length. You can apply light or heavy hammer hits to alter your blade. Let's start with light hits. Click on the steel billet to hammer and lengthen it. In order to make larger changes to the blade, you can build up strength with heavy hits. Click when the hammer is at its highest position for a heavy hit. The longer you chain heavy hits, the more blades will change with each hit. Okay, so I have to, like, it's a timing thing. Alright, Did I... Oh, because it's already done. Now the blade length requirement is met, let's flatten the blade. Click the plus button and change thickness. Feel free to use light or heavy hits as you please. Hold shift for even lighter hammer hits. Okay. Let's just... Okay. Let's make the blade wiser using the change width ability. Okay. So far, so good. Hammer a point on the sword. Usually customers won't accept the sword without a point. That's just a bat then. Or that just looks like a paddle. Metal paddle. So yeah, we need a point. Point. Let's go over here. Actually, you know what I could do? Can I change the brightness by any chance? It's very, very dark. Or maybe it's just because... Yeah, it's just because it's all in one. The cross-section ability makes your blade sharp. Let's add it. Okay. Cross-section. The ability has two steps. First, you need to give the blade a sharp edge. Watch the cross-section display. Watch the cross-section display in the top right to get a better understanding of what's changing. Hammer the blade. Hammer until the blue line the blade turns orange. Okay, so up there is our little cross-section. Cool. The edge is now sharp, and you can further adjust the shape of the cross-section. Keep hammering until the hexagon shape becomes a diamond shape. Great, now the blade is complete. Click the hilt mode button to start working on the hilt. Okay. In hilt mode, you have access to a library of sword parts to complete your sword. Select the guard from the library, then attach it to a slot on your sword. Do I want that guard, or... I like that guard. In hilt mode, attaching parts cost resources. Keep an eye on the resource panel to see how much you're spending. Add a grip part next. Use... Oh, okay, use 15, 20. So let's do... Oval strong taper. Just do a simple oval. Oh, I don't like that. Oh, I like that. That's fun. Okay, we could do that. That might be fun. Nah. Let's do that. Your customer requires a two-handed sword, so your grip section needs to be long enough. Attach a second grip to be part of the first. Okay then. Oh, shoot. While holding the sword part, you can cycle through them. Q and I are control spool wheel. Select the palm. Let's try this. And I'm... Okay. Every part of the sword influences its physics. Watch the weight and balance meter shift as you attach a pommel. Weight and balance. Oh, I see those things. You can detach sword parts. Again, by clicking on them, you'll get your resources back, so feel free to experiment. When you're happy with the two-handed hilt, let's make some final adjustments to the blade. There we go. That's a pretty cool sword. I'm liking that. The ability history shows all abilities that have been used on the blade. You can use this to revisit abilities and edit or delete them. The number next to applied quality shows its intensity. Editing abilities has no cost. Feel free to experiment. Select the change width ability you added earlier. Press X to flip the direction of your hammer. Ooh. And then narrow the blade. The commission's fulfilled. Now it's time to sell the sword. Click the button above. Offer to own. The man takes the sword and jabs at his shadow experimentally. A slow grin crosses his face. This should do the trick. Thank you, Smith. Here's your payment. To accept this offer. Yes. A nameless sword. I mean, it's for my first sword. I think it looks kind of cool, to be honest with you. Congratulations on finishing your first sword. Another customer awaits. Landon. Word is already spreading around camp about the new smith. Your next customer is a wary-looking man with a bald pate, his hollow eyes darting back and forth. Landon, I heard you came down with the wasting fever. Lucky to be alive, you are. Anyway, can you modify this sword for me? I scavenged it from the ruins, but it hasn't got enough of a point to it. I want something I can stab into a thief's belly if I need to. He hands you a sword with a sharp edge, but a rounded tip. As you hold it up to the light, he leans forward conspiratorially. I've only had this blade 3 days, and I felt people's jealous eyes upon it. If they come forward in the night, I want to be able to give them a short, sharp stab. Customers with repair jobs will provide you with a sword that they want edited. These commissions don't have an initial billet cost, so they're perfect for making some coins when you're low on resources. The customer wants his sword altered. The rounded point needs to be turned to a narrow point. Revisit the point ability to reforge it. Okay. Point. Let's see. You can change the range of many abilities. The range influenced by your abilities marked with a line. Drag this circular handle at the end of the line. Hammer to apply your change. So I can do this. Ooh. Let's do up to here. That's cool. Okay, so I can make it, move that up and it'll be a bit more pointy. Okay. Offer landed. The man takes the sword and tests the point. Smiling at the bead of blood that wells his fingertips, he then stows it away, glancing around the camp as he does so. Folks out here will take everything from you if you ain't vigilant. Keep a keen eye out, Smith. He scurries away, his back hunched as though against a non-existent downpour. Another nameless sword. Ooh. Actually, hold on 1 second. I will be right back. Sorry about that. there's good stream, good lighting. It's important, and the problem is one of the lights that I have is shining on the TV, and it's shining right in this area, which means it's, and that's where all the sword stuff is. So it's going to be annoying. But I thought I could adjust it a little bit, but I'll fix it later. Let's see, salvaging. Turn scrap items into useful resources. This costs a small amount of action points, so it's a perfect use for leftover points at the end of the day. Hover over items and see the descriptions. Interact with the item to salvage it. Little tool. Oh. Steel. Oh, that's not... Alright, old tools. Let's salvage that. When your action points are spent, it's time to end the day. If you end the day with any action points left, they will be lost, so try to use them up whenever you can. Okay, so action points up here, leather, wood, steel, dollars. Dollars are coins. End the day. Ending the day. Are you done for the day? Yes. Previous balance 0. Today's profit 55. Daily upkeep 20. And new hardware 35. Alright. Oh, hold on a second. Also left my phone. I'm just being unprofessional today. Lights are messed up. Texts are coming in because, heaven forbid, I forgot to put on Do Not Disturb mode. Alright. Outer gate. I need to enter the city. Alright. Outer gate. Passage into Aaron Keep is barred by a colored colossal gate taller than a ship's mast. It was built to withstand enemy armies, but since the Masked King's ascension, it mainly keeps at a desperate measure, seeking his protection. Approach the gate. Examine the magical barrier. Oh yeah, so there's fantasy stuff. 45%. I like those odds. It's only visible in the half-light of dawn or when it pours with rain. A faint shimmer that rises from the walls and captures Aaron Keep in a vast dome. Knowledge. Failure. Its origins are shrouded in mystery, but the Masked King is somehow the key to its power. So there's a guy. So Aaron Keep, some guy called the Masked King. There's a barrier. Alright. The barrier is why so many travel so far to camp outside these walls. This is the reason you came here, braving countless dangers. The barrier keeps the dangers of the wastelands at bay. Approach it. As you approach, the portcullis rises to admit a caravan. And chaos breaks out. The crowd swells like a rising tide. Refugees push forward, begging for entry, and the guards batter them back with their shields. The merchant wagons barrel through, their drivers using horse whips to lash stranglers out of the way. This is depressing. This is very, very depressing. Sneak through with the wagons, call for the attention of the guard. Oh, I feel like sneaking through is going to be a bad idea. Huh? What do you want? He gazes down at you like a fisherman disappointed with his catch. I want to enter the keep. Guard, you a citizen or got yourself a worker's permit? No, I don't. Then get out of here, applicant, and stop wasting my time. Applicant. That's the euphemism the guards use to refer to the desperate hordes camping at their gate. Oh, it has a nicer ring, you suppose, than refugee. Please, I've traveled a long way and barely survived the journey. I need to get through. I have useful skills. I'm a blacksmith. Head back to your tent. I am a blacksmith. Every applicant who comes here begging is a doctor or a master glassmaker or a damned alchemist. You think I was born yesterday? If you're a smith, prove it. If you come with me, I'll demonstrate my skills at the forge. I can show you a sword I made. How do you expect me to do that? Not my problem. Make some swords, I suppose. Maybe then we'll give you a worker's permit. Until then, buzz off, little fly. Okay, make swords, get in city. Goal. Head back to your tent. You return to your tent where your makeshift forge awaits. You're hardly at your best working with such limited materials, but it's all you have for the time being. It won't be long before your cache of steel runs out. Since it seems you're going to be here longer than expected, you should make it a priority to find a merchant in this forsaken place. A new day has dawned. Nicely done! You finished the tutorial. From today on, you'll have more action points to spend. You won't be able to complete every commission, so pick the ones you like the sound of. The game will open up from here. Don't be afraid to explore. Here are a few resources to get you started. Okay. Let's see. Ooh. We got some leveling up stuff. That's the end of the day. Resources. Oh, I got 8 action points. Okay. Don't I need... I don't know if I need... No, I have wood. Okay. Let's see what we got. Oh, let's see. We need a claw-like hand grasp your arm. You belong to a man with a wild beard and even wilder eyes. Driven. I don't have much left, Smith. They're going to take it. I hear them all night. Scampering around my tent. Animal scum. Why can't they leave me alone? I need a sword. I can't lose what little I have. Not again. Okay. So this gives me 5 energy but 18. 5 energy but 9. Oh. Okay. We have XP too. So this gets us 48 thalers, a horseshoe, and heavy shackles. So a lot of metal and XP. Also 420. We get some leather, though. We get some wood and 63 thalers. 58 and old tools. Less energy, though. 98. A mystery reward. Ooh. And then just a little extra thing. Let's... I like the one with the leather. The woman who approaches your anvil has sharp, quick eyes that never stop scanning her surroundings. Judging by her scarf, she has had some close scrapes in her past. Delia. Yeah. I'm going to head into the Lost City and find stuff to sell. People say there's treasure there, stuff that was left behind, old tools, scrap, maybe even some gold. But the Lost City's dangerous. Things hunt in the dark. I need something to keep me alive out there. Call it an investment. Okay. Required a Blacksmith's companion. Do I have that? Container, miscellaneous, family heirloom, book. Why can't I? Remember, it's early access. Okay, so that has its companion. Okay. Go back to large. I have that. One-handed sword, regular point. 3 stiff. It needs to be stiff. Okay. Yeah, let's accept it. Now we're forging. Okay. So we got the length. So we are going to change the length. Boom. Gonna make it a little bit longer. There we go. Right in there. Next thing. Actually, it's pretty much what we want it to be. Well, it does need to be sharp, so let's change the thickness. Okay, and then we want cross section We want the cross section. Okay. 3 stiffness, and it's actually sharp. Give it a point. Okay. And then it needs 2 items from Smith's Companion. So, basic sword. It's sharp, it does the job. Go from here. Oh, this is off. Okay, let's do sellsword guard. Mid-taper thing. Got grip. And then let's see. Sure. Okay, I think we have a sword. The blade length's good, stiffness is good, one-handed, regular point, Smith's Companion. Ooh, I don't want to use fine wood. I'm trying to make some money here. Offer. A nameless sword has been made. She examines the blade with a practiced eye. I wielded a blade or 2 in my time, and this one's special. Thank you, Smith. One thing I did learn about this, which is really cool, apparently you can be able to 3D print the swords you make on here. So that will be pretty sick. Oh, a skill point. Open the skill tree, spend it on improvements. Let's see, sword parts scaling. Oh, okay, I can make the parts bigger or smaller. Advanced sword-smithing unlocks advanced cross-section controls. Asymmetric blades allows you to forge asymmetric blades. Let's do advanced swordsmithing. Okay. Oh, if I get to level 5, unlocks engraving of the blade, increases your impact. Okay. Okay. So we got a little leveling system. So, I can't do any of these. You can get a little bit of extra gold, a little bit of XP and a little bit more of that, so... An old man limps up to your anvil, a warden blade in his quivering hand. The sword seen better days, Smith. Can you help? Sure, why not? Is that a... That's a katana. Okay. Let's fix the cross-section. Oh, I see. What if I widen a little bit? I don't know how I feel about that. What if I thickness? I don't like the way I did that. No. Okay, we'll keep it there. Let's give it a list of point. Regular point. So how do I... Oh, the cross section's at 100, so... Spine width, edge thickness. What if I do spine width? Okay. So, oh! Nope. Okay, okay, so we have these options. Spine width, edge thickness, convexity, and we can, oh, and we can make that even sharper. Cool. That's a, great, okay. Regular point, sharp, cross-section. Alright, inspects the blade, running his thumb carefully along the edge. Much better, good work, Smith. sword. So I have 2 more. So let's look at what we got here. Resources, leather, got books, no pigments, consumables, container, miscellaneous, broken car. Let's do old tools, bulk steel, and 15 wood. And our action points are gone. End of the day. End the day. Are you done for the day? End day. 35. That's okay, so we got 73 thalers. 20 upkeep. New balance 88. Making it. The camp. Outer gate. Camp. The camp. Outside the walls of Aaron Keep, desperate souls gather in makeshift tents, pleading for entry. Scavenge for food. Introduce yourself to the neighbors. Let's scavenge for food. The tragedy of the... Oh, sorry. The tragedy of the applicant's camp is indescribable. So is the smell. There are no skewers out here, and not everyone bothers to go to the outskirts to use the latrines. Ugh. Tucked away from the squalor, you find a pocket where desperation hasn't completely taken hold. Children are playing in the mud. A few scrawny chickens peck at the ground, miraculously uneaten. As you pick your way through, wary eyes track your movement from tent flaps, some calling out to alert their neighbors to the presence of a newcomer. At the center of this little commune, you find a family crouched around a huge cooking pot, simmering with meats and scrounged vegetables. A little girl tosses a handful of wild herbs into the stew. Your mouth waters. Let's approach them. A father and mother, a gaggle of children, a grandmother with a face like an ancient apple, even a dog rolling on its back in the dirt, tongue waggling. Yeah. They're rough-looking sorts, filthy and gaunt, but you're not exactly presentable yourself these days. As you get closer, the man twitches aside his cloak to reveal a heavy wooden club. His wife's hand darts to a dagger in her belt. The dog snarls, hackles raised. They all look at you carefully, awaiting your next move. No, I'm not giving food. Pet the dog. I want to pet that dog. The dog lifts its lip. This dog lifts its lip in a snarl as you approach, but at last moment it lowers its head and allows you to scratch behind its ear. Bearded man. Choldo? Cholodo. Seems to like him. That's good enough for me. Introduce yourself. Bearded man. Ho there, stranger. Name's Bennett Maunder. This here's my wife, Trianne, and her ma, Gita. I can take you through the names of the nippers too if you like, but I get them mixed up myself. The young woman smiles wanly, withdrawing her hand from the dagger's hilt. The old woman just nods, her expression lost in a mass of wrinkles. The children cluster behind their father, peeping at you and giggling. And you've already met Cholodo. He's a good boy, keeps the vultures away. Cholodo. With the word vultures, Bennett's expression darkens. Cholodo sneezes disdainfully. Vultures? Vultures. Oh, human vultures. Alright. He doesn't elaborate further, but his shoulders stiffen. What's in the pot smells incredible. It only smells good because from the looks of you, you haven't eaten a proper meal in weeks. Come on, pull up a rock, grab a bowl. It's a hugely generous gesture. Meat out here is as precious as gold, and the man has children to feed. I don't want to. He has kids. You've got a full belly, have you? Enjoyed a kingly feast in the land of milk and plenty? Huh. Well, you can sit down at least and swap a story or two. How long have you been camping out here, Bennett? Almost 2 months now. Every day I beg the guards to let us through, but they're not interested in the likes of us. They offered us a trade, though. They'll take our nippers in and keep them safe if Trianne and I go work ourselves to death in their mines. But then who would look after old Gita, hey? You should take that. I agree. Gita wouldn't survive out here alone. What do you think of that, Gita? Questions to Gita. The old woman bobs her head, smiling vacantly into the crackling fire. She gives no other sign of having heard you. I agree, Gita wouldn't survive out here alone. Aye, that's the truth of it. So we're stuck out here for the time being. Don't worry, though. We'll find a way to get ourselves past that gate. Where'd you find this food? You see those big merchant caravans that come trundling through camp every day? Box of rations fell off the back of one of those. That's some luck, ain't it? Teach me your ways. It just fell off on its own accord, did it? A little risky, isn't it, to steal so much food? Teach me your ways, or let the matter lie. Teach me your ways. In truth, I'm not sure I could do it again. The timing was perfect. The guards were distracted, and the merchants had all caught the wasting fever and could barely lift their heads. You can't rely on that kind of luck. Pleasure to meet you, Bennett. I'll see you later. Away from the Monders, the atmosphere of the camp reasserts itself. Unfriendly glares, distant sobbing. You draw your coat close around yourself and hurry back to your tent. Introduce yourself to the neighbors. The tents near you are mostly occupied by unfriendly, suspicious folk. They spit on the ground when you approach and ward you off with threatening gestures. There's one exception, however, a young woman who actually smiles as you approach, though her eyes are haunted and hollow-set. Young woman, glad to see you're feeling better. You were on death's door for a while. You looked after me? I'm sorry, have we met? I'm sorry, have we met? Well, no, you weren't exactly conscious. I dragged you to safety after you fell off your horse. So you're the one who nursed me back to health, or thank you for that. So you're the one who nursed me back to health? No, that old woman showed up, told me she was going to look after you. I checked in now and then, but she told me you were still recovering. Where is she, anyway? I haven't seen her in days. Let's see, what's next? She was gone by the time I woke up. Alright. She was gone by the time I woke up, and I have no idea who she was. Huh. Strange. I assume she was a relative of yours. Must have been just a kind-hearted old soul. Count your blessings. There's not many of these around this camp. Must have been a... Oh. Aye, it's nice to see a friendly face around here. Lovely neighborhood, isn't it? Do you have any food? Friendly face. And good to meet you, too. Name's Chev, short for Chevenna. But only my mother calls me that, and she's been dead for 10 years. Okay. She's painfully thin and covered in grime, much like everyone else in the camp. She's the first person you've seen smile, though. Chev, what do you imagine goes on at Aaron Keep? I'm starting to forget what civilization used to look like. As long as it's better than here, I don't care. In Aaron Keep, everyone eats like an emperor and the streets are paved with beer. It's safe in there. The Masked King looks after his people. It's somewhere you can set up shop, build a real business, not just scrape by. It sounds like safety is the big one. Yeah, well, safety is a fair bit better than what we've got out here, isn't it? She laughs in the silence. Somewhere in the distance, a scream rings out. You both try to ignore it. Oh, wow. Do you know of anyone selling materials I could use for my forge? I heard someone say there's a scrap peddler in the Lost City selling all sorts of things. Be careful if you go to the Lost City, though. That place gives me the shivers. A new location has been marked on your map. The Lost City. Ooh. Okay, we got quests. Entering Aaron Keep. I need to steal... So, I should head to the Lost City. Okay. Say your goodbyes. Before you can leave, Chev grabs your arm. There's a wild desperation in her eyes. I've been stuck out here for weeks, and not everyone in camp is as friendly as you are. Not sure how much longer I can last. Can you do me a favor? If you get into Aaron Keep before me, find a fellow named Lucas Boriona. He's my uncle. If he knew I was out here, he'd help me. I'm sure of it. Of course, I'll let him know you're here. You really think I'll get in before you? You've been here longer. I won't make any promises. Aaron keeps a big city. Let's promise. Thank you. She rubs her eyes. Look at me, getting my hopes up. Lucas Boriona. I remember the name. Chev lifts her hand in farewell as you walk away from her tent. Her smile is fragile as porcelain. Return to your tent. Remember, chat? Lucas Boriona. You climb into your bedroll, massaging your swollen joints and trying to ignore the rumblings in your belly. Maybe tomorrow will be a better day. A new day has dawned. Okay. New stuff. 360. Oh. You know what? He was gonna offer food. I didn't take it. I should give him a sword, though. Benet Monder approaches your anvil of Cholodo, trotting faithfully beside him. The dog's tail wags in recognition as he spots you. Good tidings, Smith. Just thought I'd drop by and take a look at your forge. It's a nice little setup you've got here, ain't it? I was lucky the forge was already here when I arrived. That is a stroke of luck. Still, there's a lot of abandoned stuff lying around camp. People die and leave their things behind. He pauses to scratch Cholodo. Cholodo? Behind the ears, then straightens with a sigh. To tell the truth, Smith, this ain't a social call. I was looking to commission a blade from you. Any experience with weapons? What can you offer? What brought this on? Any experience with weapons? Not with swords, no, but I've kept order at my old tavern with a stout crudel when needed. Drunk men are easier to handle than desperate ones, but I do know a bit about how to hurt a man. What brought this on? Camp's a dangerous place, and getting more dangerous by the day. I could do with a good sword if I'm to protect my family. What can you... Okay. I don't have much coin, but I've got goods to barter. Stuff I've scavenged from wrecked wagons and ruined farmhouses. Ooh, gold pendant, okay. And a mystery reward. Choldu whines softly and nudges against Bennett's leg. My children, Tian, old Gaia. They're depending on me to keep them safe, Smith. Please, that's gotta be worth something. It needs to be mobility, so... And there's gotta be a length. Okay. First thing is length. Gotta make it longer. Gotta admit, it's kinda... I like the... It's rhythmic. Boom. 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 Oh, lost some mobility. Lost more mobility. But it's got some length now. Okay, the next thing I need to do is thickness. Mobility's back. Alright. There we go. Next up is width. Okay. Then we want a point. Got a regular point. And then cross-section. Oh. Some abilities like cross-section feature advanced controls that allow you to further customize their shape. Once your ability reaches 100, advanced controls become available. Select and hammer to change various shapes and parameters. Okay. Cool. But let's see, it's sharp. Edge thickness. Oh. That's cool. And then convex. You know, that's actually pretty cool. Okay, so I can like change some stuff around, make a sword. Neat. And then it needs to be one-handed and with wood material. Required at least 6. Uses material until the requirements are filled. Materials. Okay. Oh, so I need to use 6 wood for that. Okay. So what if I just, instead of a crossguard, we just gave it that? I mean, I could. I don't... no. I'm gonna have a rule if you need a crossguard and you need a pommel. Ooh. Higher impact. Oh, okay. But that... Oh, I can name my sword? Neat. That's cool. Yeah. Let's offer it. Bennett takes the sword with reverent hands, his weathered face lighting up. Piloto wags his tail. I don't know much about swordsmith, but this one feels good in my hands. He makes a few careful practice swings, testing the weapon's weight and reach while Troldu watches approvingly. I cannot pronounce that. That's gonna bug me. Get a little bit more water. If any more vultures circle around my family, they'll find more than they bargained for. Between the dog's teeth and this blade, the Monders can hold their ground. Give my regards to Trian and children. Hopefully they'll never need to draw it. Be careful out there. Be careful out there. Thank you, Smith. Here, take this. I found it in the ruins. He glances gleaming necklace, clearly valuable. This is too much. I can't take this. Please, out of everyone in this Forsaken camp, you're one of the only decent people I've met. We have to look out for each other. If you ever need anything, company, a hot meal, whatever, you know where to find us. Come on. Should I take some? Okay. Wood, a gold pendant, horseshoes. That's some good stuff. Okay. What? Oh, I'm almost level. So I need 100 more. Okay. That's 300. That's 20. Let's do this. Broad-shouldered young man approaches your anvil. Although his ribs are visible through his skin and tattered clothes, he's still noticeably more hale than most of your neighbors. I need a proper weaponsmith, something that shows I'm serious about keeping order in this camp. What do you mean by keeping order? A proper weapon? What do you mean by keeping order? He glances around and lowers his voice. I've worked it out, you see. Aaron keeps not just stranding us out here without reason. They're testing us, seeing who's the best among us. If a monster attacks or a riot breaks out at the gate, I want a sword in my hand so I can leap into action and help the guards. If I impress them, I reckon I have a solid chance of gaining a place in the keep. Doubt. I'm doubtful. What kind of trouble are you expecting? The only rides I'm aware of are hungry people pleading at the gates. Would you join the guards in quelling them? What do you need? That's a good point. Keeping troublemakers in line is good for everyone. The watch needs to see that some of us understand how things work. Once I'm inside, I can put a good word for the decent folk out here. Help them too. What do you need? I don't know much about swords. Something weighty and impressive. Okay. Ooh, pigment walnut brown. Do I have pigment? I don't. Can I even make that? I don't think I can. Huh. Shoot. Ruined helmet. Required at least 5. Use materials dyed with this pigment until the requirements are filled. Materials are marked with. But I don't. So I can't do it, right? Because there's pigment, and I don't have any pigment brown. I go. Oh, that's not what I want. Nope. I'm gonna not risk it, and I'm gonna do. Let's try. Let me see something. Miscellaneous. Well, I got some gold. Screw it. We're gonna do... keep doing that wrong. Let's just repair the sword. That's the same sword I looked on before. Okay. And then cross section. And then convexity. Yeah, another nameless sword. Weird. Alright, can't do any of those. Let's just miscellaneous. More steel. More steel. End the day. Wow, okay. 10. I got that gold, though. Okay. The Lost City. Alright, you know what? Chat, I'm gonna be right back. I need to get some more water. So, let's do this. Be right back. Alright, chat, I'm back. Did I leave the game audio on mute? I am so sorry. Ugh. Okay. Well, like I said, it's just... Ooh, this has been a lot of talking. So I just, like, I needed some more water, and I just needed to just chill out, because, dang. Right, water? Better. Not all of Keep was granted the Mask King's protection. In centuries past, the city spilled beyond its ancient walls. Now the barrier which traces the wall's course has left the outer areas to the mercy of the wastes. Nicknamed the Lost City, these crumbling districts have been picked over by countless looters, but rumors persist that there is worthwhile treasure to be found amongst the rubble. Let's see. Seek out the scrap peddler, search the ruins for valuables, head back. We need the scrap peddler. As night draws closer, the shadows in the Lost City come alive. Hidden eyes watch from high places. You scurry through the ruins, feeling as small and vulnerable as an insect. Fortunately, the scrap peddler is easy to find. He warms his hands over a blazing fire in an empty market square, accompanied by a sad-looking mule pulling a cart full of junk. Ooh. He is an off-putting sight. Most of his face is bandaged, but the exposed areas are a mess of festering sores and flaking skin. You dread to think what the bandages are hiding. Not contagious! Not contagious! The peddler points at himself as he shouts. One yellow eye peers madly at you through the gauze. What kind of malady affects you? Do you expect me to stake my life on your honesty? Keep away from me. Alright, I believe you. No need to yell. Let's ask him that. Not contagious, I swears it. He doesn't seem to fully understand your question. Taking a look at him, his disease looks either leprosy or a terrible skin condition. Either way, best not to get too close. I have many things. Find them in the dark places. I sell to you. How'd you find... Don't take this the wrong way, but I'm surprised no one has killed you. What do you sell here? Can I see your wares? Don't take this the wrong way, but I'm surprised no one has killed you and stolen your goods. I'm good at hiding. If found, I cough and sputter and pretend to be contagious. The bad men run wild. Okay, that's good. But I'm actually not contagious. I swears it. What do you sell here? Many things, much to be found for those who know. How do you find this stuff? The dark places call to me. I find forgotten things here. He points vaguely downwards. The mule retches as though ready to expire. Let's see what he's got. But it's too dark. The dark time is for taking my favorites, not giving. Come back in daylight so you can see what you's buying, yes? A new vendor's available. Quest. Oh, okay. Quest complete. Bid goodbye. Partners forever and always, yes? His rotten grin sends a shiver down your spine. Why not? Search the ruins. The lost city has been endlessly picked over by scavengers. Your hopes of finding something are slim, but irresistible. Shards and rubble crunch underfoot as you trudge down empty streets. Sure enough, one by one, the half-collapsed shells of houses prove to offer nothing of value. Oh, do we risk it? I will say, I'm interested in the world. I like the world. I'm liking the characters. For basically making swords, it's kind of interesting. Let's venture deeper. You discover the ruins of a bathhouse, its proud columns snared by vines, its mosaic floor smashed, and the tiles scattered. Search it, look elsewhere. Let's search back. Your footsteps echo strangely. The marble floors are still smooth, through coated in years of grime. You find your way to a private chamber where the empty bath is filled with a tangle of ancient human bones. There is not a scrape of clothing in sight. Perhaps some final orgy to usher in the end of the world? Okay. Oh, gold pen. Something glints between a pair of ribs, a gold locket on a chain. As you wrench it free, the skeleton collapses in a heap of bones. Okay. Let's go back to the outskirts. For a moment, you think you've lost your way, but then you spot a fountain you recognize. Its statue cracked and headless. Its remaining water is a puddle of black slime. You breathe a sigh of relief. This is familiar territory. The sun slips low in the sky. The shadows of the ruins lengthen time to leave. You hurry back to the camp. Unlike the lost souls camped among these black ruins, you still cling to the hope of entering Aaron Keep. New day has dawned. At any point during the day, visit vendors to buy resources and other items. Okay. Make your way through the lost city, the harsh daylight throwing in ruins in stark relief. The sound of your footsteps echoes eerily in the crumbling silence. At last you reach the Scrap Peddler Square, a rubble-strewn market plaza reclaimed by weeds. The peddler perks up at your approach, his one visible yellow eye widening with excitement at the prospect of a customer. I'd save the prettiest trinkets for you, yes? Let's see what he's got. Your inventory. We got a book. That's 100. Saffron pigment. Okay. Oh, sword essentials and some materials. Can I sell that for 14. Sell that for Let's sell this for 70, yeah. Then I'm gonna get that. Another book. And let's close. Continue. Bid goodbye. Tell your friends of me. Tell them I'm not contagious at all. Didn't use any action points either. Good to know. Is that a 6? Alright. Oh wait, Owen. Okay, let's see. Owen, that's steel experience and some. No, that seems like too many action points. A mystery item. A little gold. Let's do this one. The woman approaches your anvil with sharp, quick eyes that never stop scanning her. Oh, do I have leather? I have leather. Okay. Oh, but 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I have 5 leather. Perfect. Do I do anything with leather? Pommel, guard, Preston type H. Let's do it. Yeah. Oh. Yeah, I want the mystery item. Fuck the lost. I'm going to go ahead in Lost City to find stuff to sell. People say there's treasure there, stuff that was left behind. I'm talking too fast. I know I'm talking too fast. It's just a lot of talking. Let me take a sip and then we'll try it again. I'm going to head into the Lost City to find stuff to sell. People say there's treasure there, stuff that was left behind, old tools, scrap, maybe even some gold. But the Lost City's dangerous. Things hunt in the dark. I need something to keep me alive out there. Call it an investment. Okay. Okay. Giving it some... Alright. Gonna keep forging sword. Okay. But then they need something fast. So let's change the thickness so it's less thick, thinner. How swiftly the blade can swim. Sword speed is highest when the sword is light and has little mass near the point. A longer handle further improves its braiding. Okay, so it's pretty thin, so what if I change the width? Nope. We're gonna flip it around. We're basically gonna make needle. There we go. Look at that. Look at that. We're making a rapier. Do the cross section. Okay. I like that. And then, of course, it needs a point. Narrow point. Yeah, that's, I'd say that's narrow. Okay, so we got a little... Jeez. Like a little pointing thing. That's funny. Okay. That's a big one. Let's probably need some lightness, so... Do that one. Can I do... Oh, leathers. Smooth leathers. So let's do a... very thin... There you go. Oh, that's cool. It adds more speed that way. I like that. But we're gonna make it... cow leather. Ooh. What if I do instead... Nope. What if I make this leather also? Not enough resources. Okay. Okay. Now I'm confused. I like put emblems on it. Let's make that steel. Oh, what if I do a pommel that's leather? Just that. And we'll make this... Not enough. I need 8 and I only have 5. But I have 5. Oh, I'm mad now. Okay. Let's make this steel again. Nope. We're gonna make this steel again. What if I change the pommel to something wider? Change. Oh. Let's what if I do that, and then we make it leather. Son of a gun. Okay. Okay, so what if I... Ooh, okay. Oh, let's do mobile mid-taper. Nope. Do that. There we go. There we go. Now we got ourselves a little pointer. Got leather, one-handed, 2-speed, narrow point, sharp, used through... Wait. Yep, required at least 5. Oh, that's 3 wood. Okay. Let's offer it. She examines the blade with a practiced eye. I've wielded a blade or 2 in my time, and this one's special. Thank you. That's saying that a lot. Oh. Ooh, we got a spammer. Awesome. Click his name. Ban. Okay, but how do I remove his... Can I remove his chat? That's the real thing. Well, oh, not published. Oh, it says not published to chat. Oh, you're not seeing... Oh, you're not seeing it when I do that. Okay, that's cool. Ooh. Alright, oh, there's the toughness. Journal. Scaling, that might help with the amount of stuff. Let's do scaling. Unlock, 1 skill point. Okay. Ooh, mystery reward. Okay. Something is tossed at your feet. The broken remains of a sword. The blade is snapped in half. My old blade finally gave out on me. It wasn't much to look at, but I've carried that thing with me since the world fell apart. I feel naked without it. Can you replace it? I can't be defenseless. I've seen what happens to defenseless people in this new age. Sure. It has 2 speed already. It's just a little nub of metal. Alright. Change the length. Okay. Okay. It's pretty long. Oh, needs black pigment. Do I have black pigment? Oh no. Did I screw up? Let's keep doing this and seeing what we can do. I think I kinda... Oh boy. Cross section. What if I change the width so it's... We're gonna change the width so it's a little bit... Make a needle 2.0. I hate all of that. Alright, let's oh, it's a 2-handed needle. Okay. That's funny, actually. Point. Very narrow. That's... Really, that's just ugly. 2-handed... Oh, you can pick up any sword part. Hold W and S to scale it. Okay. Let's try this. Let's add that. We'll add a very... There we go. And then we'll add a pommel. Just a... I want to make it smaller, though. Let's see. Okay. That's cool. Oh, but it needs to be 2-handed, so... What if I do... Nope. What if I do... Nope. Okay, that looks better. I hate that. I really hate that. Let's make it... See if we can make it wider. Negative 100 width. Okay. Okay, at least that looks like a blade. Doesn't look like just a 1 pixel line. Now, how do I do pigment? Let's see. Oh. But I don't have any oh no. Oh, son of a gun. What if I leave for now? I can't do this, can I? Oh. Let's talk to the scrap peddler. Surveys wares. That one. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Oh! Oh, that's black and brown. Okay, so I could have done that anyway. Did they explain that? I don't remember if they explained that or not. Oh boy. Anyway. No, we're not gonna, we don't need saffron yet. Okay. Bid goodbye. Now, let's see if I can go back into... Okay. That's really ugly looking, I admit that. What if I make that fine? What if I make this... Oh, if I make it... Okay, so that's... Okay, so that doesn't change the wood, it just makes it look... That looks nicer. I think it looks nicer. What if I make this out of leather and that out of... Nope. Okay. Can't do that. What if I make this out of wood? That also looks ugly. Back to steel. Back to steel. What if I make you out of leather? Nope. That's also funny. I'm starting to see part of the challenge in this game. Especially because I don't want to make an ugly sword. That being said, I think for this particular purpose, I'm going to have to make an ugly sword. I'm not naming it. It's not worth a name. But it meets the requirements. It gets me money. There we go. Thank you, Smith. I've missed having steel at my side. This might even be better than my old blade. I hope this one lasts as long as that did. That thing carried me through the sundering and all the troubles that followed. What's the sundering? That looks so weird. Sorry. Yeah, I'm not being a really good streamer right now, am I? I'm trying to talk more, but honestly, it's Saturday, and it's a lazy day, and I mean, nah, not many viewers. Honestly, I'm just going to consider this streamer practice. Probably won't even publish this VOD, to be honest with you. Not that it's a bad thing, it's just... It's a weird game, it's fun, but it's also just... I'm just vibing right now. Okay, so not much else I can do. End the day. End the day. Oh, I got more money. Okay. Stay in the... Can I stay in the... What do I have for my journal? Let's stay in the forge. Oh, nothing. Nothing happens. Okay. A few hours past midnight, you're woken by a soft, silken hiss. A blade slices through the fabric of your tent. Oh, hey. Oh, that guy is creepy. The fabric falls away to reveal a pair of gleaming eyes, a crescent of yellow teeth, a gaunt figure with a knife in his hand. He steps carefully into your tent, apparently thinking you're asleep. Behind him are the dim shapes of other men. Each night you bury your tools in your coin. Oh, smart! Each night you bury your tools and your coin in a new location. There's not much in the tent they can steal, but they don't look like the types who will be happy if they don't find anything worthwhile. Feign sleep. Don't take one more. Let's see if we... Feign sleep. You keep your breathing steady, your eyelids barely cracked open, the intruder creeps closer, knife extended. Behind him, his companions whisper impatiently. You have a sword near your bedroll, hidden in a bundle of rags. Perhaps you can reach it before the knife finds your neck. Hey, what are you doing? The man freezes, his grin widening. Oh, wait, Gizir. Might be easier this way. Hand over your coins, food, anything you got. His companions enter the tent behind him. 3 more men, all rail thin and desperate. The leader takes a menacing step closer. You picked the wrong tent. I make swords. You think I can't defend myself? The leader hesitates, but only for a moment. 4 against 1, Smith. Use your head. Okay. I picked the toughness. I gotta use it. Stop waving that... Stop waving that toothpick in my face. You think you scare me, you scrawny want? There we go. Success. The thief pauses, eyes glittering across your muscular shoulders and strong, calloused hands. He attempts a smile. Let's get out of here, boys. I think we picked the wrong tent after all. The thieves melt away into the night, leaving you alone in your sliced open tent. That'll require a few hours of stitch and repair, but you're too tired to attempt it now. You manage a few more hours of fitful sleep before dawn breaks. Okay. I hope there's a way I can get more action points. If I get another 4, I can level up again. Okay. Not enough steel. Okay, that's what that is. I need steel to start. I have 16 steel? Holy crap. Okay. That will give me some more steel. That will give me some more steel. 420. Blaze it. Old drum, Fort 78. Now, let's do this one. A man sits by your anvil, staring at the keep's walls looming over the camp. His eyes track every guard that passes along the battlements. They're building up to something. More guards on the walls every day. New weapons. I've been watching them prepare for weeks. He scratches absently at an old scar on his face. I think it'll be at night when they think we're sleeping. They'll pour out those gates and clean up the refugee problem once and for all. Just you wait. I reckon I'll need a good blade by my side. No matter how good your blade, you won't be able to fend off a whole troop of guardsmen. You sound a little paranoid. What do you need? What do you need? Not asking for anything special. Just something sharp, reliable. Another speed one. Material leather, which I have 0 of. I am two-handed and narrow point. No. Book, sword essentials. I see my resources are low. That gives me more tools. This gives me more steel. Need a little bit more gold. Thinking. That gets me... Okay, nope. That gets me plated grips. That I want, actually, because it gives me a random book, so... Was that random stuff? 19 steel. Nope, we're going to buy some steel. Actually, no. We're not going to do that, because I need 19, and it's 4. So I have 4... Let's see what I have in here. Containers, consumables, pigments. Let's do this helm, see what I can get. 10 steel. Okay. Perfect. Now I can do this. A weary-looking man approaches your anvil, his shoulders bowed and his eyes haunted. He's sporting a fresh black eye. Out here, the strong prey on the weak. I should have accepted that long ago, and I'm tired of being counted among the weak. A good blade might change the equation. Okay, give me a second. Alright. So we need impact. Okay, so we need impact. That's a big one. Current 3.3. So let's, once again, let's hammer out the length. Oh, that's actually growing impact. Okay. Ooh, is that too long? Whatever. And now, oh, it needs to be two-handed. Okay. Let's change the thickness. Let's change the width. Let us add a point. Let's make it more, do that so it's more narrow. Actually, cross section. Now we do the point. Okay. The length, the impact, narrow point, two-handed, and it needs sword essentials. Okay. Let's do that. What's this big one? That, it lowers mobility, but... Okay, steel 19, it brings it up to 25, 23. Okay. Not bad. And then let's do a pommel, 2 pommels. I got a lot of wood. And then we need another sword essential, so we'll do... I don't like that one. Wheel... Don't like fishtail. Alright, here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna exit out of that one, and I want a... That's better. That looks better. And then we'll do a... And I know there's not enough resources, but that's where we'll make it all fine wood. That's a good sword. Does everything it needs. He takes a weapon with grim satisfaction. His mouth twists into a bitter smile. Perfect. Now the next person who thinks I'm easy prey will learn otherwise. I am so much talking. So much talking. New sword part book. Excellent. That's what I wanted. What do I have for book now? Diamond grip. Ooh, okay. Nice. More parts. What else can I do? No, I don't really have the energy or that. What does this get me? A little bit more coin. I need some... Let's use these action points and do this. So let's... 1, 2, 3. Bit more steel. Better. Oh, this is the family heirloom. A sophisticated bronze brooch passed down through your family line for untold generations. It's the only thing you have from before the Sundering. You've never been able to translate the inscription around the edge. Okay. Okay. End the day. Oh, are we done? Yeah, I gotta end the day. Explore. So we don't do that. Camp. Lost City. Let's go to the camp. Outside the walls of Aaron Keep, desperate souls gather in makeshift tents, pleading for entry. Let's try stealing. You lie in wait at the camp's outskirts. As twilight turns to dusk, a wagon appears on the horizon, its enormous wheeled spikes churning up a storm of dust in its wake. Black armored guards sit on top of the wagon, wielding fierce-looking crossbows. If they spot you, you're likely to end up punched full of holes. But you're in luck. A child runs out in front of the wagon, almost ending up minced beneath its wheels. The wagon pulls it to a halt as guards shout at the boy to get out of the way. 35%. Nope. One look at those crossbows is enough to convince you that crime doesn't pay. You slink away, leaving the wagon to trundle towards the outer gate in peace. Let's talk to Chev. You find Chev sitting outside her tent, gnawing at a chicken bone that's already clean. Nice to see you again. I'm just enjoying my dinner. I'd offer you some, but I'm still waiting for my sommelier to pair the perfect wine. What's the latest gossip? Oh, you know the usual things. Petty fights and thefts, people die, and new people turn up from the waste to replace them. Whoa. How'd you end up here? Oh. I grew up far west of here, in Karev. I lived in a beautiful port town. On certain mornings, the sea and the sky blended together into one shade of misty blue. It was like looking out into a hazy abyss with ships suspended in the middle. Then the sundering happened. Since then, I've been hopping from settlement to settlement, disaster to disaster. Okay. A few years ago, I heard that Aaron Keep had survived. Better than survived. It had thrived. The safest place in the world, surrounded by magic shield that kept both plagues and monsters at bay. The name sounded familiar, and then I remembered my dad used to tell me how his fool of a brother had moved to Aaron Keep to make his fortune. Not such a fool after all. I guess not. I wish our family had moved with him. In any case, that's how I came to be here. My uncle's the last member of my family left alive. I'm sure he'd take me in if only he can get through the damn gate. What quest did I just get? If I make an Aaron Keep before Chev does, I should try to find our Uncle Lucas to Okay. Okay. What do you know about the magic barrier? It appeared shortly after the sundering, right? At the time as the Masked King took the throne. I don't know much more than that. Sorry. Leave her to her meal. Thanks for stopping by. Understand. Ben and his wife are nowhere to be seen. Old Gaia sits in her chair smiling vacantly while the children stoke the fire and scrub out their iron pot. Trollodo, the dog, trots up, wagging his tail at your approach. The oldest of the children, a boy with twig-thin limbs and a sour face, looks up from his work and glares. What do you want? Oh, one second. Sorry, had to cough, and I don't want to cough right into the mic. That would be rude. Trying to score us more food. That pot of stew didn't last long. Thanks for not taking a bowl, by the way. I know that can't have been easy. You're as hungry as the rest of us, but we really needed that. My old man's too damn generous for his own good. I didn't catch your name, kid. Sandrick. I'll tell my dad you stopped by. Pet the dog. The dog pushes into your handtail. This dog is awesome. Is the boy your choice? The boy grunts when you bid him farewell. Cholodo runs excited circles around you as you leave, then bounds back to resume guarding his family. Let's look around the camp. The camp is a appalling spectacle, an ocean of mud and flies, with gaunt men and women scraping a living amid the filth. Not far from your tent, recent rains have swept away the soil on mass graves, exposing glints of yellow bone. Only the rats are well fed out here. Damn. You climb into your bedroll, massaging your swollen joints and trying to ignore the rumbling in your belly. Maybe tomorrow will be a better day. I do need food. Ooh, okay. Mystery item? Regular items? I want the mystery item. A smiling man approaches your anvil. He stands out conspicuously healthy, lacking the stick-thin frame to hollow cheeks of most people. Ho there, Smith. I'm in need of a good weapon. If you've got the coin, you can have it. That's what I like to hear. Nothing too fancy with the sword, just make it big and sharp enough that the sight will put some fear into an insensible man. Okay. Let's do some more sword fighting. Or sword making. You know what I mean. Let's do some more sword making so that they can do the sword fighting. Thickness. Okay. With... Oh, what if I do this? Make it... See if we can increase the speed a little bit. There we go. Okay, what if I... Let's see the cross section. Convexity. Okay, what if we do... We'll do this. There we go. What if I... How did I get it to 3 before? Oh, I bet you. Cross guard. It needs to be two-handed, so what if I... Wasn't it like... Okay, and then we'll do a... That. Give it a cross guard. And... Right, I need sword essentials, so no. You go away. I actually like that look. And then we'll make you tiny, and then we'll make you tiny. Weird two-handed needlepoint type of thing. I want to make it fine wood. I like the fine wood more. I could make it... Oh, that's cool. I can make stuff gold. Not going to, because that would be dumb, but okay. We got it. Off for the Kark. Kark tests the blade's edge of his thumb, his ever-present grin widening. Firelight makes the steel gleam hungrily. Quality worksmith, always happy to support local craftsmen. Keeps the camp economy flowing, right? His laughter rings out as he leaves, the other refugees scurrying out of his path. What did I do something bad? I think I might have done something bad. Saffron. Cool. I almost didn't... Good thing I didn't buy it. And I reached level 4. Which... Asymmetrical blades. So that's kind of cool. I can do some extra weird stuff with the blades. I got one left. Do I need some more? Let's... Nope. Let's see what I got for miscellaneous. Let's just salvage. A little bit of wood. I'm okay with that. End the day. Okay. Let's see what's at the outer gate. So, make some swords, do some story. Make some swords, do some story. Alright. Check something real quick. Ooh, streaming for a little bit now. The outer gate looms over the camp. Both Rhett and Beacon refugees gather, pleading for the entry while impressive guards look on. Approach the gate. The guard is slouching against the ramparts, gazing out over the horizon. His heavy lidded eyes flicker as your way only when you call for his attention. Huh? What do you want? The guard sneers especially pronounced this evening. I want to enter the keep. No, but I'd like to apply for a worker's permit. I'm a blacksmith and I've been plying my trade out here for a while now. Yeah, and I'm a dragon slayer. Get out of here, applicant. You return to your tent where your makeshift forge awaits. You're hardly at your best working with such limited materials, but it's all you have for the time being. Wow. Wow. Alright. Let's see what we got. Okay. Ooh, silver. Nice. That requires leather, which I have none of. That's a mystery item. Sorry, ear was itching. Let's go with the mystery item. Smith's Companion. Do I have Smith's Companion? That's not what I wanted. Options, small. I do have Smith's Companion. Okay. Oh my god. This game is very fun. This game is really fun, but it's early access. It's early access. All right. A nervous-looking woman approaches your anvil, constantly glancing over her shoulder. Her movements are quick and jittery, like those of a haunted animal. Someone's been following me lately, out to the latrines or when I go scavenging for mushrooms. I don't know who. I haven't seen their face. Can you make me something I can draw quickly? But it needs to be long, too. Hopefully just the sight of it will keep them away. Do you know what they want? Do you know what they want? No, and I'm not going to wait around for... Ugh. No, and I'm not going to wait around to find out. Next time I see them, I want to be ready. Let's do some forging. Okay. Let's do that. Okay. Yeah, freaking. Alright. Losing all the mobility, but I got the length, which is kind of what I wanted anyway. Going to the thickness. Don't need to care about any of that stuff. We will make a width. Here's where it matters. Oh! Toggle welding ability affects both sides of a blade or only left or right. Ooh! Could I? Could I make a left only? Oh, actually, no, not what I wanted. That's a good feature, by the way. Okay, I see. You can do that, but... Oh. What the heck am I making right now? Am I making I'm making the freaking Buster Sword, aren't I? And this is where it's gonna be. Let's give it a point. This is the dumbest... What is this sword? What is this sword? I kind of love it, but it's a weird sword. Okay, now we do the cross guard. What if I make it smaller? What about this one? Can I make it bigger? Oh, no, 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 no. Okay. Let's make it smaller. I like... That's kind of cool, actually. And then one-handed, so we'll put that there. And then we'll... No. Okay. Get rid of that. Let's do a... I want... There we go. And then we'll put... Oh, wait. We don't want that one. Because we want... like that. What the freaky sort... What sword is this? Plenty of wood. We're using some steel. I mean, it's a sword. It does the job. She takes the weapon with relief. Her eyes are set within deep circles as though she hasn't slept for a week. Good, I'll carry this everywhere and sleep with it close to hand. If my second shadow shows themselves again, I'll be ready. Okay. Ooh, saddle brown. Okay. Need more steel. So let's... Do I have any... I need leather and steel, so let's do some buying. Alright. Oh. Let's see if we can get a quest from him. What's your name? What condition? Nothing. This game just doesn't like me anymore, I think. Have you seen anything strange in the ruins lately? The walls make songs, sometimes they do. Beautiful, sweet songs of the sleeping. Men with candles sneak out here to call up things from the dark places. But the dark places are not so easy to call, and I could tell them that if they... And I could tell that if they liked. The dark places do the calling. Do you ever go inside Iron Keep? Guards say no. Say I make my people sick. But lies, not contagious, you see, not even a little bit. How long have you been scavenging these ruins? Once I had a shop, a real shop with walls and a floor, then he gestures at his bandaged face with a gurgling laugh. Now I have a mule. Mule doesn't care about face. Mule supports me through hard times. How long, you ask? 10 years? 17? How long does a mule live? Okay. The peddler nods mindlessly, scratching at his bandages until something underneath dislodges. Okay, that's freaky. Leather bag. Modular thinking. Twisted seal. The heavy hand. Oh, I don't want to sell that. Can't sell these. Can't sell these. Let's do that. And I have 3 more, so... Can't do any of these fancy ones. But I can do is this. Let's just fix a blade. A woman shuffles forward, her eyes red-trimmed and haunted. She has a sword in her hands that's clearly seen years of neglect. My husband passed away a few days ago. This was his blade. I told him it needed maintenance, but he insisted it was fine. What do you think? Couldn't chuck a care of that thing. I thought so. Could you fix it up for me? Now I'm alone. I'd like to have a weapon where I can rely on. Is that like... Is that chipped? Okay, let's do the... Okay. Let's add some convexit. That always helps. Okay. Got that, and then we'll do the... Oh, I can do 2 cross sections? Oh, wow, that's kind of cool, actually. Okay. Tears in her eyes. This is so much better. This is so much better, even to my untrained eye. It was barely worth carrying before, was it? Thank you, Smith. Oh, you kind of like... Oh! Huh. You know, I've been looking at this chat. Well, I gotta fix the thing because it's kind of... You only see my head. I don't know if I like that. Alright. My... We're gonna grab some... Well, we grabbed some, so we can do this. Oh. What's in... Oh, okay. I bought a bag for 50 coin, and I got... That's so dumb. Okay, is there literally anything else I can do? No. Oh, I can keep doing... Okay. Repeatable quest. I like it. I like this. Oh, this is cool looking. See, look at that. That's a really cool looking sword. Even got that... Okay, that's sick. Okay. He wants a broad point. So first thing, let's mess with the point. Okay, so next up is we have to lower the weight. So what if we change the thickness? Oh, it changes the balance too. Okay, so it's a little bit flatter and neat. Very neat. Alright. So, I see how that works. I need so much more steel. I only made... Okay. Outer gate, the camp. Let's try the camp. Outside the walls of Iron Keep, desperate souls gather in makeshift tents, pleading for entry. Ben and his wife sitting by the fire, their expressions grim, the cooking pot is empty, their gaggle of children hide at your approach, with the exception of Sandrick, who crosses his arms and scowls. The dog is pleased to see you, at least. He bounds over, a ball of slobber and fur that jumps up, such joys almost knocks you over. Good to see you, forgive my less than cheerful disposition, we have had a bad luck lately. Had trouble finding more food? Aye, that's right. Since I found that box of supplies, the Cavaliers have been on high alert. No more meat rations for old Bennett. We're back to eating moldy scraps of boiled grass. Not sure how much longer we can last. Ooh. Some thieves snuck into my tent. They were after my coin. Aye, vultures. Lots of that ilk around this camp. What happened? I sent them scurrying off with their tails between their legs. Good on you. That'll teach them not to mess with humble folk. I'll tell you what, Smith. I'm up with Trollo keeping watch at night anyway. From now on, I'll turn an eye to your tent now and then. Make sure there's no trouble. What about your family? Don't they need protection? I can work 2 places at once, Smith. I got 2 eyes, don't I? Thank you, that'd be a great help. Anytime, Smith. We have to stick together against the bullies. There's smugglers who claim they can get you in. They charge an arm and a leg, though, and who knows if they're telling the truth. Maybe they just take your money and leave you dead in the ditch. Still, it might be worth the risk if you can afford them. Been a long, long road. We're originally from a village called Wesley, many miles south of here. Used to be famous for its sacred well and not much else. We ran a tavern, the Laughing Coin it was called. When silence fell, black boiling tar bubbled up from our well. Not so sacred anymore. The ground turned soggier than old Gaia's famous Tree cow pudding. Our whole tavern sank into the mud. Gone with... Wow. Since then, we've been on the move. Begging, stealing, surviving, hiding from the horrors. You know how it is out there. Bennett raises a hand in farewell. Chodos trots along beside you for a while, then bounds back to his family. Let's try this again. You lie in wait at the camp outskirts. It's the same thing. No. How long have we been streaming? About 2 hours. Hey, what? Let's see. Yeah, you know what? We're gonna call it here for the night. I'm getting a little tired, and well, it's been a couple hours. I think you got a feel for the game. So, all right, let's exit out. Let's start this up. I gotta fix some technology stuff anyway. Anyway, chat, thanks for stopping by. I'm gonna be streaming on Tuesday. More Chroma Squad. See, I can't talk. Chroma Squad. And I'll see you then. Have a good night.